Yo, I got a 2005 Lexus GX470. It's got a rack and pinion leak, so I'll be replacing that. The skid plate's coming off. There's 10s and 12 millimeters. I can see some things and stuff. Now on this side of the car, I have a 12 millimeter steering shaft bolt I gotta get out. So I gotta point this in the right direction. And on these Lexuses, when the key's in the ignition, the steering wheel can turn. And I got it to where I wanted it, and I just took the key out, and it's locked right there. You want to make sure that this steering wheel is locked too. And when you put the rack and pinion on, it's got to be facing the same way. So it looks like it's taking a left a little bit. Because if that steering wheel's moving and you put it in the wrong position, when you go lock to lock in the steering, you can break the clock spring for the airbag if this isn't aligned right. So make sure you do that. You can probably squirrel a wrench up there somehow if you needed to. I got a 12 millimeter swivel socket on a really long 3-foot extension. I'll get it off real easy. I got a drain pan down. I got a couple 17 millimeter line to get off. And they're really tight. I'm going to try to get a crow foot in here. Put a stubby wobble extension on that. Maybe I'll get it now. Wow, that's really tight. Can't imagine it would do too much good, but I'm going to put some penetrant on this. A little deep creep action. There's a 12 millimeter up here for that pressure line. It's bolted onto the rack and pinion. I would imagine it would make my life a little easier if I could get that thing off of there. Well, you get the idea. I'm going to take this out. The camera's in my way. I got the high pressure line unbolted. Just letting it dribble out. I got a really long kind of needle nose, kind of like pliers thing here. I turned this clamp so I could get access to it. I should be able to just pull up on this hose if I'm lucky. Now I got to keep this outer tie rod. All these remanufactured rack and pinions, they come with inner tie rods. This bolt right here is this nut's a 22 millimeter. I just want to loosen it up a little bit. I got a 19 millimeter here. I'll take this off with a couple light blows with a BFH. I want to do a thread count. This alignment's going to be off regardless because I'm putting a rack and pinion in it, but I got to start somewhere and I'm going to try to get it kind of close, I guess. If I can just put a mark on here with a chalk pencil just for fun. Put a vice grip on the inner tie rod. Looks like I got a 19 millimeter, a couple of flats on here. I'm going to try to turn this off. It's a little tight. Usually once they get going though, they work pretty good. One. So that's one. I'm just going to count these. So this one here is at about 15 3/4. I'm just going to write that down for the left side so I don't forget. Then I'll do the same to the other side. I'm going to save this nut too. I probably don't need to, but I'm a nut and bolt hoarder, so I'm going to keep it. I got two 17mm nuts. There's bolts on the top. I'm holding with a really long wrench. Wow, that's really tight. Looks like it's breaker bar jack pole time. Holy smokes. Wow. I can try to fish these bolts out of here. Huh, I got that one. Nice and long. See if I can get the other one out. Looks like there's a little bit of hoser in my way. That one don't want to come out. I probably got to jostle this around a bit to get it out of there. That bolt is there to stay for right now. I want to try to get the U-joint off for the steering shaft, and boy, that don't want to come off either. It's really stuck. I figured there'd be a slip yoke on that, but nothing's slipping on that thing either. Just jammed right in there. What a bunch of crap. Okay, I turned the rack and pinion just enough to get this bolt out. I got a 3-foot chisel I'm going to try. Hopefully it'll keep it from sliding off. Yeah, a bunch of crap. That pinch bolt groove is all rusty. All them splines are rusted. It's seized right in. So I had to turn it again to try to find a good way to get this apart. I gotta get a chisel in there to spread that apart so I can get this out, because it's seized in. It's rusted in really bad. So what I did, I had to turn the steering wheel again. I turned it to the right and it wouldn't lock where I wanted it. So I took a bungee cord, I wrapped it around the steering wheel and put it around the brake pedal, so I know that steering wheel's not going to move and it's going to be in this position. Then I'm going to use this measurement over here to go by to make sure that my rack and pinion is not 180 off or whatever. And I just found a good place to do a measurement from. I'm going to go from right here and just measure to the backing plate. And I'm right at, I'm just a hair under 39 centimeters. And I took this tie rod off, but I put it back in and screwed it back down. It was like 19 turns. So when I put the other rack and pinion in, I'm gonna screw it in 19 turns, and I'm gonna put the steering shaft back in the rack and pinion, and then I'm gonna measure this and make sure it's in the right spot, because if this is 180 off or 360 degrees off, I'm going to be screwing myself really bad. I put this bolt back in the rack and pinion on this side too, just to make sure the rack didn't move too much. I hosed it down with penetrant because of science. Try to open this up. Oh, there it goes. It's in there. I'm just going to leave that chisel in that groove, and I'm going to try to get this out one more time. Ow! Son of a bitch! I'm going to take this cover off of here. And here I got this shaft right here. On the rack and pinion, there's probably about 2 inches of spline I have to take off, and it won't slide up because this thing doesn't move. It's really, I don't know. I'm almost thinking I might have to unbolt the column, but I'm just going to try to separate this right here. because there's only about a half an inch right here of shaft. I'm going to chalk pencil this because I don't know if it goes on one way or what. It should, but you never know with these people. These Toyota people. It's not like I've done a million of these before. Looks like I can put a little pickle fork action on this. There, I got the thing. Now this shaft should just fly right out of here, right? Nice and easy. Ooh, actually it is. Now that I loosened it up so good. Yeah, it's still stuck. Oh, I got it. What a rusty old piece of... I got a little bit of hammer marks on it, but thankfully I don't have to buy this person a shaft. I'm surprised I didn't break it. The clamp on here I'm going to try to get off. Bella won't come out, obviously. This fancy jazz. What the hell is this? How the hell do you get something like that apart? Probably real easy, huh? Just like that. Oh yeah, great clamp. I can tell it's been leaking. Yeah, I got that much right. Ugh. You. I haven't had a Toyota give me this much grief in a long time. I'm going to try to unbolt this over-engineered gargantuan sway bar. Looks like it's got some hydraulic crap on it. Well, I was hoping I could drop this down a little bit more. But what I'm really after is this bracket right here. This bolt is in my way. And this bracket and probably this bolt. I got a 22 on the bottom and a 17mm nut on the top. I'm just doing this to get that nut out of my way up there. There's a 12mm up here with a hose attached to it that's probably going to be in my way. I got two 12mm on this dampener. Just some vibration dampening, goofy looking thing. I took the 17mm pipe off for the return line. Inner tie rod tool. First time I've had an inner tie rod tool not work. And it's not going to work. It doesn't go in all the way because this ball is too big for my tool. Will it come out now? Will it come out now? Yeah, that bolt's in my way. This axle's just kind of hanging. It's just hanging around. The nut up there was in my way. That's all sneaky. Now I'm going to push this side in. Hopefully I get more room there. Come out. You piece of shit. I got you. Well, I'm sure if I did a couple more of those, that would go a lot faster. Well, just like every other poor piece of engineering, usually these shafts, you can only get them 360 off. Some are 180. This thing can go on any way I want. So I'm glad I measured everything and chalked some things, and I'm gonna put a better line on here. It almost wore off from all my goofing around. But yeah, that's just terrible. Terrible, terrible engineering. That can really get you to screw something up. Pop an airbag, get the alignment so the steering wheel's like this. What a joke. Got a clamp I need to take off of here. These I can work with. I can actually reuse this. Oh, nice and greasy. I fixed this clamp. I just spread it open. And I'm going to take this tab and bend it back. There. It's totally reusable. Then these lock tabs back. Sometimes I wouldn't know what I would do without my little 24-inch aluminum pipe wrench. This thing's all mangled. Now this nut, like, has a real sticky spot in it. I'm gonna wear it out, make it spin nice. I'm just gonna put a stop in it. Looks like that's all I had to do. Okay, see if I can do this. You dog, you're in. I'm going to put one of these bolts in, and I'm going to put this tie rod on, and I'm going to do that measurement. That should be pretty close right there. In goes this poor slob. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get this close enough. I took my bungee cord off and I put the steering wheel dead straight just so I could check this, and it looks like the front wheel's right on. I'm just going to start slamming this thing together now. It's right in the middle of the cold full lines. I just kept moving it from lock to lock and shutting it off and starting it and moving it from lock to lock and shutting it off and leaving it sit until it finally ran out of air. It's pretty dry right now. I'm going to take it for a test drive and see how straight my steering wheel is, just for fun. I don't see any leaks either. Yeah, another thing, you're supposed to flush out the power steering system when you do these jobs, but given that they put so much fluid in here already, it's really clean, so I didn't see the need to do it. Well, it seems to drive pretty straight, but the wheel's off a bunch. I'm going to correct it a little bit. I should have marked the wheel when I was driving down the road, but I didn't. I just put it in a close enough spot. I think I got it really close to where the steering wheel is. And I just put 2 vice grips here so the wheel won't move. And the steering wheel's about where I want it. I'm going to take both of these pinch bolts off. I'm going to put some deep creep on here like I should have done a long time ago. It's moving. Wow. It wasn't moving before, and now it is. There must be a slip yoke up under the column, and it was completely stuck before. Yeah, I'm going to try to get this anyways. Oh yeah, that turns. Wow. I'm gonna go upstairs and straighten the wheel a little bit. It's in such a bad spot, this wheel, when it's straight across, that bolt's facing straight up. Well, I got the thing out with a ratcheting wrench, more or less. I got you, little bastard. The steering wheel's straight and it doesn't lock to straight. Ooh, I can get a wrench up here. Just like that. My wheel is straight enough. It's a straight enough wheel. Okay, pain in the ass. Let's hope this is the last time I have to deal with this pain in the ass. Take my vice grips back. Don't want to leave them on there. End result, correctable with a wheel alignment. Not bad. Okay, bye.